Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to review Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. This book is a fictional story, but it also has, underlying a lot of philosophy and spirituality in it. The author of the book is Hermann Hesse. Hermann Hesse is a German poet and author. He had also won Nobel Prize for his works in literature, and this book is about a story of a boy called Siddhartha. Now, I also had this misconception, and some other people also had it. I got to know about this that they think that this is the story of Gautam Buddha because his childhood name was also Siddhartha. So there is this misunderstanding about the book that this book is the story of the Gautam Buddha, whereas this is not the case in this about this book. In this book, there is a guy called Siddhartha who is a good boy. He's from a Brahmin family, and his father also, uh, you know, teaches him all of these, meditation and spiritual things. And he, along with his friend Govinda, does meditation every day. And he then slowly and steadily he starts to grow this feeling that he wants to become an ascetic, and he wants uh, to gain more spiritual knowledge and attain higher truth. So because of this wish, he starts to contemplate if he should leave his home and go into the jungle. So he leaves his house. He convinces his father with great difficulty. His father didn't want him to go, but then ultimately his father says that okay, all right, you can go, but if you learn something, then please come back and teach me about it as well. He goes along with his friend Govinda, and he joins a group of Samanas. And these people, they are all ascetics and they want to know the higher truths. He stays with them for like 3 years, but he is not satisfied with them, so he wants to move on. Now the thing is that he had many experiences and he learned a lot with them as well, but he was not able to get what he wanted to know. So he learned to think, he learned to wait, and he learned to fast. That's all he learned, because we know that a lot of our problems are in our head. So he learned to think, he learned to wait. So many times if we wait enough, the problem goes away. So he learned to wait and he learned to fast. So many times we have this anxiety, what will we eat next, or will we be able to eat something, because we need money for that. So he learned to fast. He learned to fast for like weeks on end. So he never had this now a predicament as to what to eat. So he learned these three very important things. But what he wanted to learn was the ultimate truth, like what is it that that Buddha learned, and he became a Buddha. So he leaves this group of Samanas after 3 years, and he goes back into the world. Just when he leaves these people, he meets a prostitute. Her name is Kamala, and he kind of gets attracted towards her, and learns from her the art of love making. And also he falls for her in a way that he now wants to start a life with her. And that's how they start living with each other. And for 10 years he lives with her. She also bears him a child. And but after 10 years he says that he is not learning something new, because these 10 years he had a lot of responsibilities. He now had a wife to take care of. So what he did was that during this period he did a lot of worldly things. He took a lot of worldly experiences. He became a businessman, and he became very successful at it. But after 10 years he said that I am not learning something new, so I'm going to leave this as well. So after that he leaves her and moves away. But she is killed because she is bit by a snake. So he's left with a son of with the son. So now the son is also someone who goes away, but he now has attachment with his son. but then he realizes that he also had left his father, back back in time, alone, and he had moved away from him. So in this way, he let go of his son, and then he reaches near a river where there's a ferryman. This ferryman in the beginning is a ferryman, but then later on it is like revealed that he is a living saint. So he tells Siddhartha that you can learn a lot from the river. So he learns a lot from the river in the sense that you can read in the book, and the and he ultimately attains this the ultimate truth and becomes a Buddha. And this is because he gains a lot of experience, worldly also and spiritual also. And this is something that is like told in the story also, that you have to find the middle path. You can't be too extreme on one side or the other side. It can't be that you are living a life full of penury, or it can't be that you are living a life full of luxury. That is not going to help you in spiritual attainment, in spiritual advancement. You have to find the middle path. If there's happiness or there's sadness, just find the middle path. Don't be too happy, like don't want to you should not want to be too happy all the time or too sad all the time. Your reaction to the things should not be too happy or too extreme to anything that happens in life. And I believe that this story was written by the author also at a time when Germany had just lost the First World War, and the author is from Germany, so he wanted to give a message of peace, a message of spirituality. So he wrote this book to give that message. It did not really get famous during that time, but in the 60s it picked up in US, and then it picked up like everywhere. Now, if you want to read a spiritual book, this is one of the first books that are recommended to anyone who wants to start their spiritual journey. And one of the things about this book is that the book's story is very simple. There is no like plot twist or something like that, not very thrilling, but it's very serene, very peaceful. It gives a lot of peace to me. That is why I read it again sometimes. Now also I am in the middle of reading it again. I hope you too will like it. This is my recommendation to you, especially if you want to read something from the spiritual genre that is also philosophical and really gives you lots of perspectives on things. It does not tell you that do this or do that. It just gives you perspectives about things. That's all. It does not tell you that if you do this or you do that, you will attain spiritual excellence. No, that is not the case with this book. It only opens your mind to several perspectives, to the fact that we should live in not in extremes, but in somewhere in the middle, not reacting too much to things, and taking new experiences every day in our lives. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back next Sunday with a new book review. Today I got a little late, but that's okay. I was a little lazy this week. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, stay safe.